I lent my sister $5,000 for emergency bills, then watched her blow it on designer bags and discovered she's been running scams. I never thought I'd be posting about family drama, but here I am staring at my phone while my sister Maya's Instagram story plays on repeat. There she is surrounded by Gucci bags, captioning it "Treat yourself" with money she swore she needed for emergency bills. Let me back up 3 weeks to when Maya called me at 11 p.m., sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. Something about final notices, potential eviction, and how her landlord was being totally unreasonable. She needed $5,000 to catch up on bills and avoid getting kicked out of her apartment. "Please, Tyler," she begged. "I don't know who else to ask. Mom and Dad are already helping with my car payments, and I can't bear to stress them out more. I'll pay you back over my next few paychecks, I promise." I sat there in my dark living room feeling that familiar pull of Big Brother protection mode. Maya's always been the baby of the family, the one everyone rushes to help, but something felt off this time. What happened to her savings? Didn't she just get that bonus she was bragging about last month? "Medical bills?" she said quickly. "Remember when she had that weird stomach thing? Insurance didn't cover everything, and then everything else just snowballed. I should have pressed harder, should have asked for proof of these bills, should have listened to that nagging voice saying this didn't add up. But it was late, I was tired, and the thought of my little sister being evicted was too much to handle. I transferred the money immediately, and she sent back a confirmation receipt followed by heart emojis and "I love you." That should have been the end of it. Fast forward to today when I'm scrolling through Instagram on my lunch break and see her story. At first I thought I was seeing things, but there's my sister in what looks like a high-end shopping mall surrounded by luxury shopping bags. My hands are shaking as I watch the rest of her story. There's a close-up of a Gucci bag labeled "early birthday present to myself," a mirror selfie with a new designer coat saying "winter ready," and several shots of her and friends at some expensive restaurant captioned "ladies who lunch." I text her immediately asking her to explain the shopping spree and what happened to the emergency bills. 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. Finally, "OMG, don't be dramatic. I needed to treat myself after all that stress. Relax, you'll survive. It's not like you're hurting for money." I stare at my phone, blood pounding in my ears. 10 years of working my ass off, living below my means, saving carefully, and my sister thinks that gives her the right to blow my money on designer bags. Another text. "Besides, I told you I'd pay you back. Why do you care what I spend it on? Not everything has to be about being responsible all the time." I don't respond. What's the point? She clearly doesn't see anything wrong with what she's done. Instead, I open my banking app and screenshot the transfer from 3 weeks ago, then screenshot her Instagram story. I create a folder labeled "Maya Loan" and save everything there. My phone buzzes with more texts from Maya about me being childish and making a big deal about nothing, then claiming Mom always said I was too uptight about money. I mute the conversation. By the time I get home, I have 17 missed calls from Maya and a voicemail from my mom asking why I'm harassing my sister about money. The worst part is this isn't even the first time Maya's pulled something like this. It's just the first time she's been stupid enough to post evidence on social media. As I sit here typing this, I'm realizing there's a pattern I've been ignoring for years. The emergencies that always crop up when she knows someone has money. The guilt trips. The way she always manages to turn herself into the victim when called out. My phone is still buzzing with messages from every platform she can think of. Mom's texting saying we need to talk this out as a family. Dad just sent a single message asking me to call when I can. I'm not calling anyone tonight. Instead, I'm making copies of everything. The transfer, the texts, the Instagram posts. I've seen enough Reddit posts to know where this might be headed. The situation escalated quickly when Maya showed up at my workplace, making a scene in the lobby, announcing that we needed to talk about what I was doing to the family. When I told her this wasn't about money anymore, but about her taking responsibility, she stormed off saying I was dead to her. That's when family members started reaching out with their own stories. My cousin revealed Maya had pulled the exact same stunt with her last year, and my brother discovered she'd scammed our uncle out of money for a fake car payment, then sold the car and kept the cash. The family dinner Mom organized to sort things out was a disaster. Maya spent 20 minutes on her phone, then launched into childhood grievances about how everything was always easy for me and how hard it was being my sister. When Dad finally spoke up saying what she did was wrong, she grabbed her Gucci bag and stormed out. That's when Dad told me he was filing small claims court paperwork and would be my witness. Maya's response was to threaten me with embarrassing photos and fabricated stories if I didn't drop the whole thing. The court hearing revealed something much bigger than a family loan gone wrong. My brother, who works in social media, had been documenting Maya's activities and discovered she'd been running fake follower schemes and investment scams. When federal agents showed up at court with a warrant, Maya realized she wasn't facing a simple civil suit, but federal wire fraud charges. They found over $200,000 in fraudulent transactions, fake business partnerships, and an illegal subletting scheme where she'd been collecting rent from multiple people for the same apartment. The emergency she needed my $5,000 for wasn't bills at all. It was to cover payments to people threatening to report her previous scams. The designer bags were mostly fake props for an image she was selling to scam people out of money. Even her podcast about surviving family betrayal became evidence when she confessed to financial crimes on a public platform. Maya is now facing years in federal prison and fines that make my $5,000 look insignificant.